Looking out my window, sun shining bright.
What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Your boy Reese as always, and I'm happy for the Denver Nuggets, but at the same time, I'm sad, bro. The NBA season is over. We won't be seeing NBA basketball again until Summer League in August, and then the regular season not until October. So, congratulations to the Denver Nuggets, the entire organization, from the owners to Coach Malone to the Finals MVP Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray, Michael Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon, KCP, the entire roster. Congratulations on securing the very first championship in Denver Nuggets history. 47 long years. The city has been waiting for this, and they finally got it. Could have got one in 2020, being in the Western Conference Finals against the Lakers. Last year, they also lost to the Golden State Warriors without Jamal Murray, without Michael Porter Jr. This year, they bring in the addition of Aaron Gordon, and you really see the difference that he made in his team, not only on the defensive end, but offensively as well. Just being in the right spots at the right time, hitting the cuts at the right time to where Jokic and Murray can find him right in his pocket, and he can just go up for a dunk, a layup. Even his mid-range was looking good throughout this entire final. So just congrats to the Denver Nuggets. Also have to congratulate the Miami Heat on a stellar playoff run, winning 2 play-in games that they probably should have lost, defeating the 1 seed Milwaukee Bucks in 5, beating the New York Knicks, I think in 6 games it was, and then of course taking the 2 seeded Boston Celtics to 7 games, and ultimately being the second 8 seed in NBA history to make the NBA Finals. So congratulations to that team as well. But let's get in the game from last night. This game was intense from the jump, man. Miami Heat mucking it up on defense, really making it hard for Denver to get it going in that first few minutes. 4 turnovers for Denver in just 2.5 minutes, 6 for the first quarter in total, 9 for the entire first half. That was a credit to the Miami Heat defense, as well as, just frantic ball movement from the Denver Nuggets. But, they settled it down, obviously, and got it together. But like I said, from jump, this game was intense. Very much aggressive from both sides. A lot of fouls on both ends. Jokic and Aaron Gordon had 2 fouls in that first quarter and had to sit. Aaron Gordon, in fact, only played 7 minutes in that first quarter. In the first half. So foul trouble was huge throughout this entire series, but especially in this game, you can see the effects that it had, especially on Aaron Gordon, where he just came off a 27-point game and only was able to score 4 points in this game. For Denver, it was a team effort all around. Guys like KCP stepped up huge in this game. 11 points, 4 rebounds, I think 3 assists. Dude had 2 steals and 3 blocks. Like, his defensive presence on the court last night was amazing. He was all over the place. That championship DNA really showed up when they needed it the most. Hit a huge 3 late in the fourth quarter to go up by 7 and give Denver, some kind of cushion to where the Miami Heat really had to fight for that, to relinquish that lead. Jimmy Butler, man, really disappointing series, if I can say that. Like, really disappointing series if you compare it to round 1, round 2, even last round. Like, we saw the struggles that he had in the last round. But for a guy that's been playing it so cool, like, oh yeah, I'll hold the next trophy, bam, hold on to that Eastern Conference one. Dude even said he's not going to show up to the Hall of Fame. If he's inducted into the Hall of Fame, he's not even going to show up. Like, that, in my opinion, that really messed with him mentally, threw him completely off, as well as the team. Like, you can't be saying, like, he was too cool. He was too cool in these interviews for me, bro. You gotta want it, bro. For years, Jimmy Butler has been one of those guys that I've just been saying, like, he wants it bad, and you can tell in the way that he's played. Not in this series. He had a 13-point game in one of these games. I don't think he scored over 26 points at all in this series. Actually, I know for a fact he didn't score over 26 points in this series. The game that he did score 26, he had majority of those points in the first quarter. So Now, I will say he had a decent fourth quarter in this game. Hit 2 big threes to, try to cut that lead down for Miami, but began forcing them right after that. Got bailed out on that. He tried, after hitting 2 of them, he tried to hit another one and got bailed out by the refs. They called a foul even after review. I could kind of see where it was a foul, so to speak, but nobody really touched him. He initiated that contact with his foot kicking out, but I don't know, man. I didn't think there was a good shot at all. He was, like I said, just forcing him up, bro. But he did lead the Miami Heat on an 8-0 run to take a 1-point lead. Scored 13 straight for the Heat in that fourth quarter. So had he maintained that poise throughout the entire game, hitting shots, being able to hit shots, he was 5 of 18 for the game. So only 3 of those shots fell in the fourth quarter. He was 2 for 12 coming into the fourth quarter. 5 of 18 to finish the game, and then half of his points in the fourth came from the free throw line. So had he just maintained that poise, he was aggressive. Don't get me wrong, he was aggressive throughout the entire game. But had he maintained that poise and that mindset that I have to take over, this is the time where I have to show up, maybe we'll be talking about a Game 6 going into Miami. But that's not the case. Early on, though, the offense for Miami was very, very stagnated. They missed 10 straight shots in that first quarter after going, having such a great start defensively. The Denver Nuggets were able to, call a timeout, get it together. They went on a 12-0 run? Yeah, they went on a 12-0 run. Miami called the timeout and flips it and goes on a 13-2 run themselves after those 10 missed shots. But majority of that came from Bam Adebayo. I think for the first quarter, he scored 14 points, 6 rebounds. Throughout the rest of the game, he only finished with, 24, 25, if that. So the way that he started off the game, you would have thought that he would have been in for a huge game, a 30-piece, 35-point game, something like that, but that just wasn't the case. Guys like Gabe Vincent in that first quarter really, really struggled, was forcing up shots, 0 for 5 in the first quarter. It was very disappointing to see the shots that he was taking, but thankfully Kyle Lowry off that bench really, really made a difference on both ends of the floor. His energy was infectious. He was hitting some tough shots in this game. Finished the game with 12 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, and a block. He left it all out there on the floor, so kudos to Kyle Lowry. A guy that has been there, has done that, really put his stamp on his Miami Heat team. The veteranship, the leadership in the locker room and on the court. And then Max Strus, he also was a big reason why Miami got off to a great start in that first quarter. Him and Bam Adebayo combined for 20 of the 24 points. Granted, Bam Adebayo hard carried with 14 of those, but Max Strus being there, especially rebounding the ball offensively and defensively, only finished with 6 rebounds, but they were timely rebounds. And then speaking of timely rebounds, flipping it over to the Denver Nuggets side, Bruce Brown was huge in this game. He and Christian Brown. Offensive rebounding, defensive rebounding, especially the last rebound that Bruce Brown got on offense for that putback to put the Denver Nuggets up by 3. Huge game for Bruce Brown. Playing solid defense on and off the ball, and not to mention the last points of the game came from Bruce Brown icing it at the free throw line. KCP as well, like I said, huge performance in this game, although he only finished with 11. All over the court, man. Dude was really, that championship DNA, like I said, showed up. And then Michael Porter Jr., he's been struggling this entire postseason. This entire series. But when it mattered the most, he was the second best player for majority of this game for the Denver Nuggets. 9 points, 8 rebounds in the first half. Finished with 16 points, 13 rebounds, and 3 assists. Dude was actually out there passing in this game. So, great team effort for the Denver Nuggets, man. And then, of course, we got to go over to Nikola Jokic, man. What can you say, bro? Like, dude is just great, bro. 28 points, 16 rebounds, 4 assists, 8 points scored in the third quarter, 10 points scored in the fourth. So he really picked up his scoring. And in that second half when they needed it the most, where Jamal Murray shots weren't really falling. He only finished with, he only finished the game with 14 points. Also added in 8 rebounds and 8 assists to go along with that. He wasn't really getting shots within the flow of the offense to begin the game, 1 of 5 in the first quarter, but he never got down on himself per usual and found his shot later on in that game, hitting some timely shots. The corner 3 over Jimmy Butler to go up, I think 71-70 or something like that. Huge shot for the Denver Nuggets. You can't help but get emotional when you see these guys that have worked their ass off to get here, like a Jamal Murray after the ACL injury, like Michael Porter, who's been dealing with chronic back pain his entire career, and then Aaron Gordon, a guy that came from being the #1 option on the Orlando Magic. People really just saying like he's an empty stats guy, he's not this, he's not that, proving that he is a valuable piece to a championship team. Although he's not looked at as a first option, not even a second or third option anymore, but he can get his when it's needed. 27 points in game 4. That was huge. That was his best playoff performance ever. And then going back to Nikola Jokic, I'm going to end it with this right here. The first player ever in NBA history to lead the postseason in points, rebounds, and assists. I think he finished with 600 points, 300-something rebounds, and over 100 assists for the postseason. So it's a first. He's a part of so many firsts in NBA history. First player to lead the postseason in all those statistical categories. The first championship in Denver. The first player in the second round to win Finals MVP, if my memory serves me correctly. I know he's the latest player to be drafted to win Finals MVP ever at the 41st pick. Man, I can't wait for next season. I know it just ended, but I can't wait for next season. And this off season right here, for myself personally, it's going to be a grind. It's going to be a grind. I'm going to have to, pull stuff out of the hat to really, keep you guys engaged with the channel and grow myself personally and with my channel. So I appreciate everybody tuning in. I neglected to do the subscribe, like, and comment at the beginning of the video, but I'd appreciate if you enjoyed the content, subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment, and just stick with me throughout the off season, bro. And I promise you, we are going to be great. I thank you all. NBA season it's a wrap, bro. It was a great one. It was a funny one as well. It's a lot of it's a thread out there on Twitter. Y'all need to go check it out. A lot of stuff happened in this NBA season, bro. But an eventful season comes to an end, and I appreciate everybody that stuck with me throughout the entire course of the season. I'll see you on the next one, though, whenever that may be. Peace. Oh yeah, where the hell was Tyler Herro? They had nothing to lose, and Tyler Herro was not inserted into the lineup. I get it. Maybe his hand had to be fully healed. Dude wasn't in street clothes for this game, so there was a possibility that he could have been in this game. I don't know if they were saving him for game 6. You can't think like that. You have nothing to lose.